One sec, son.
Hi. Hello. Hi. Can you wave? Waving. Waving. This is waving. Hi. Great job. Peekaboo. Can you play peekaboo? Where did I go? Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Pika. Boo. Great job. This is clapping. Can you clap with me? Clapping. Clapping. Good job. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Wow. What's that? Look. It's a star. Pointing to the star. I'm pointing to the star. 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 Wow. Can you say mama? Mama. Can you say mama's name? Can you say mama? Mama. Can you say mama's name?
What is the sun? Hi.
Can you say dada, dada? Can you say dada?
Afternoon, people. How's it going?
Say dada,
Dada.
Can you say dada's name?
Can you say daddy's name? Yeah. Clap hands for daddy. Tonight, son, we have a chance.
Can you
We have a puncher's chance, you know. If we win tonight, we're in the Champions League. How are you, Steve? How are you, Cyrus?
Blowing a kiss. You did it. High five. Can you do the high
I
five?
love you in the morning, I love you in the night. And it's just driving me crazy, it's a load of shite.
Great job.
I love you, I really mean it.
Does a shoe go on my head? No. No.
What is the sun?
Can you shake your head? No. No, no.
What score are you going for tonight?
The shoe does not go on.
You already know what side I'm on, right?
No. Shoes
Yeah.
go on our feet.
Hey, look at me hand matches me fucking top, look. Like, I've major damage to this hand, right? I'm not a tough man or anything like that, but I can have a bang, right? And I've smashed this hand to bits, as it is. Right?
Arms up. Arms up. Arms up.
I'm going 2-1 me, Steve, and I'm going Bruno to score first. You know, me and the little man, you know.
Yay! That was fun.
What would you do? What would you say?
Look,
You know your fucking life's over once you know the cartoons. My son likes Mrs. Rachel.
it's a blue
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Tom,
car.
look how blue his eyes are. Tom,
Blue car.
look how focused he is on Mrs. Rachel.
What does a car say?
What is it?
Beep, beep.
Are we playing tonight, son?
Pretend
Are we going to win? Is Bruno going to score? Are you getting your first haircut this weekend?
beep, beep. So fun.
You know what? I'm bringing him to get his first haircut on Saturday. I can't fucking wait, you know. Like, I never thought I'd be like this ever again in my lifetime, where I've been like, you know what? I have one chance here. You know.
Yes.
So, you know, because here's the reason why I'm getting my teeth done.
Yeah.
He's the reason why I'll never take cocaine again.
Yes.
He's my life. And if I take drugs, I'm taking time away from him. And you think I'm gonna do that? Fuck
It's a
that.
yellow duck. Can you quack like a duck?
You see,
Quack, 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 quack,
just like me
quack,
dad, a bet's a bet.
quack.
Or if I make a commitment to something being like your child, you know, I know damn well if I went back to my old life, it'd kill me. Then what's he meant to do?
Say go. The duck will jump into the pond.
How's he gonna learn how to be a man?
Ready?
You know, and I can do something about that.
Go! Oh, the duck jumped
And
in
that
the
means
pond.
by staying sober for the rest of my life,
In the pond.
I'll only take what medication I'm prescribed. Yeah, I can get to go and walk me son on the canal,
Hands are
to
clapping, clap, clap,
feed the
clap.
ducks.
Hands are clapping.
I never imagined, if you'd have saying to me when I first come on YouTube 6 years ago, I was very lonely when I come on here, and now let's say I'm not lonely anymore. And I'm not afraid to admit it to myself. That's why I come on here. I come on here because I missed all my pals. And I was in it, like, unless you walked in my shoes, you wouldn't understand. Oh, guys, you're going to have to wait. My son's ringing me, guys. Sorry, my other son was on me. You know. Right, so I'm going with 2-1 United. What are you going with? Come here, listen to me. What's the problem? What is it? Come here. What you robbing your dad's house for? Come. And you've robbed your sister's blanket. What you doing? What is it? He's fucking, honestly. But like I said, you know, all jokes aside, you know, having Thomas has made me realise, you know, you only get one life and kids don't ask to be born. You know, and they look for us and look to us for guidance and leadership. And only a man can teach a son how to be a man, a real man. You know, a law-abiding citizen, a productive member of society. You know, from something so negative has grown something so fucking beautiful. I have a 30-year-old son, and I have him, and he's my second chance. 52nd. I've got 3 baby mothers. You know, I don't know what it is. Allegedly, girls like lads that are boys, you know, but sometimes we get confused when we're young. We think we're a man in a boy's body, but we're not really, you know. And until heavy pressure is put on you, that's when you know what you're made of. When your balls are nailed to the cross, basically, and you've no other way out. Adversity has been like my nemesis. I like proving society wrong. You know, I've shared everything with the world about my life, and I'll I've a couple of things I want to write about that'd be buried unless I write about it, because no one has the courage in Dublin to write this book. In fact, they wouldn't have any right to write this book. This is just for me and for me mates as well. The ones that can speak for themselves. Every one of them will be in my. And if I don't finish it, me son will finish it. And if he don't want it, someone will fucking finish it. You know, and then I'll bury me past for good. You know, what all listen to me, yeah. I do a lot to feed me brain. You know, to motivate me. It's very hard to stay motivated, when you have mental health issues. Unless you have a routine and you're busy. This is up, this is down. Hey, Richard. So, like I said tonight, Man United v Spurs. Shout out to Pablo. Pablo's like a brother. I'll always have the respect I have for Pablo because out of everybody, Pablo from day one has helped me. A few good people I could name on here that have helped me. At the start, Foxy helped me, and then he fucked me. Not literally, but as a mate, he did me wrong. But I forgive him. He already knows if I see him, and if you're in my life, you know what'll happen if I see you. I'll break me hand on your face. I said the next thing I hit, I will break. I've been telling you things before they happen because I was carrying that much frustration. I said the next target I hit with my hand, I'm gonna not miss because I don't miss. Obviously, you can see by previous injuries, I don't miss. And I've been telling you that for years. But I've also told you I'm not a tough guy or a hard man or a fighting man. Just because I can fight, so can everybody around me in my circle. And what? I used to enjoy doing it. It was fun. I used to go away many years ago and watch the odd football match and then after it have an organised row. Obviously, with Eddie being head boy of the firm, Eddie Beef. He was on that documentary with Danny Doyle about all the firms, the one in Manchester. I was part of that. I could write about that too. But writing about a lot of people that have died because of selling drugs, and a lot of people have died because they listened to their friends, rather than listen to their parents or their granny, and then because of not listening to grown ups, you end up palling around with a lot of people, and when you're bored, you get up to fucking activities, criminality. Now, I had a plan all along. I wanted to be retired before I'm 30. Do you hear what I'm saying? Secure. But in order to do that, you have to take risks. And every day you have to do a risk assessment, a POA with a plan of action. And you set yourself a target and you do not stop until you fucking hit it. If I can see it, I can hit it. That's the way I've been trained. Do you understand? Me brain's that way. I grew up around soldiers, patriots. Here, me uncle was a fucking decorated soldier. Me ma's brother, brave man, went over to Lebanon, Beirut, 2 tours of it, yeah. He didn't come back the same though. So, at the time, I was playing marbles with a few people. I was losing. I brought about 30 marbles. What is it? What do you know about marbles? Ah. Ah. Who's going to win tonight, son? Hey. Who's going to win? Is Bruno going to... Hey. We are Man United and we're never going to score. We've seen it all. We've won the lot. Go on. We are Man United and we're never going to score. Shout out to your Uncle Eddie Beef. Man United's top boy for 25 years. Fact. Why will I always be around head cases all my life? Just as well my mother taught me to love as well as hate. You see, I was a very angry, fucking insecure person, man. That wanted to be surrounded by tough guys, with reputations and all that nonsense. And I'll write about it too. I'm gonna bury a couple of cunts in my book. And do you know where I'll live? Come on your own, no weapons. This book is getting fucking wrote, regardless. I don't care whose feelings I hurt. You know, I'm gonna do a few people justice in this book, cause no one has the bollocks to write about it, right? About Dublin gangland. Nobody that's attached or was affiliated or wasn't in prison for drugs and other stuff. I write about that too. I write about a certain man of the cloth. Let's say someone from the monastery sent someone to end me. And he sent fucking 3 stooges. Now it's my turn. Sell door close. Rest in peace to Sam Maguire. And shout out to young Martin Cal, who saved my life. Only for them 2 individuals I wouldn't be here. And I'm gonna write about it. You know, yeah, Martin Cal, aka the General, one of his nephews, saved my fucking life. How about that? Now, like I said, there's a lot of my pals. I was never a tough guy or a hard man or anything like that. You know, I was a criminal, you know, and I'll write about it, but just not. Man, there's a lot to go in this. From 4-year old, we're going to start from the very beginning. You know, it's probably going to upset me, but we're a bit of Pavarotti, maybe. You know, I write this book, you know, for me mates. I'm going to write about an incident I remember happened to me when I was 14, 10 years after the fire. I was at a disco one night. Loads of us were, you know, the apartment. People went to it from all over Dublin. You know, at the time I had a board from Tala. Loads of girls from Tala used to come in from fucking Ballyer, from everywhere, right? And the week before, I wasn't at this disco, and there was a row. It all started over a woman, over a girl. Not a woman, a girl. You know, 14-year-old. And the week before, one of my pals, he was a good looking kid, right? And all the girls fucking liked him, right? So he was dancing with this girl from Edenmore in town, right? And I wasn't there the particular week. He was dancing with this girl in this apartment, right? But the following week, when I was in there was a fucking fight outside, and it finished at 11. That last bus was at 11:30. I come out and picture this scene. There was loads of people in a big circle. I thought it was a fight. You know, because every weekend when you'd come outside the apartment, there'd be loads of townies in there with their dogs. Smalley Howard, Richie Fox, Keith Fox, you know, from town, from Greek Street Flats right now. I knew Keith, you know. Well, I knew Richie better than I think. No, Keith is the older one. I always got on with him. But me point being, I've been surrounded by fucking major tough guys in my life, and a lot of them were fucking gentlemen. Do you understand? And the papers over the years have upset a lot of my friends' mothers by printing fucking lies. So I'm going to do a couple of my friends justice in this book. You know what I mean? It's like, but I have to start at the very beginning. Like, I'm going through a transition period in my life to the point where 6 months ago, I told you I don't ever, in fact, for the last 6 years, I've told you I don't want to forget where I'm from, but now I'm ready to forget. How could you forget that anyway? I also told you the next thing I fucking hear, I will break my hand on it. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, you see. I've major damage done to this hand. You see, I've also told you for years, I'm not a fighter man, a hard man or a tough man. I just like a row. If you punch me in the face, know this, mate, I'm not walking away. You know, and if you try to hit me again, I'll kick you. Or I'll hit you. Like I said, look, I'm not a tough guy, but I did say, did I not say the next person I hit, I'll break that hand on it. Shout out to the Manchester channel that's been trolling me. Listen, lad, right? I always fucking got along with you. Do you understand? But two of your cunt mods, you already know what happened. You know what I mean? I wasn't out of order, bro. Your boy put his fucking hand on the wrong person. You know, some of my family members went up to get the CCTV footage of your mate. Do you understand, bro? My family, bro, will fucking kill him if they find him. But I said, here, it's okay. I know what he looks like. I don't need your help. And I'm not talking about me family in fucking Ireland. I'm talking about the one here. I don't need me family. All I need is that or that. I'll break it on your forehead, right? Right? Whether it be that, whether it be that. Here, I have a spare one. Look what I did to that. Look, the swelling's gone down. Years ago, I broke this. Here. Do you understand? And I knew the next thing I'd hit, I'd break. But since I've had my son and I've come off this mood stabilizer, I want to just get my life back, you know, and I've done that. I tell you what, anybody out there that ever watches me or watches me live, listen, if you're on a mood stabilizer, come off it, because when you're on it, what they do is they sedate you, they regulate you. Do you understand? It's like, and a lot of these meds, some of the side effects are suicide ideology. How are you, Spencer? What are you going for tonight? Uncle Spencer Thomas is on the phone. Look, me, your rich uncle. Say hello. Say hello to Uncle Spencer and Auntie Emma and the dogs. Say you, man. Clap hands, everybody. You know what, Spencer? He's grabbing everything he is. Look at him. 2 stone he is. About he. It's like he's 2 stones. Like. But like I said, there's a few things I have to write about to get off my chest. Like, Spencer McDermott's in here right now. If I'm telling a lie, he'd tell you I'm lying. The night Keith Collins got stabbed to death, I was next to him, holding his head, his fucking hand, and bits of his fucking heart in me hands. Clots. You know, and I'll never forget what he fucking said at the end of the day, and he didn't deserve to die. You know, I did a lot more wrong than he did. You know, I deserved that more than he did. But Spencer, you know something, right? That night we went in, I was fucking seeing Linda Brady. Whitey was seeing Teresa Brady. No, yeah. And then someone else was dating fucking Sharon. Do you understand? The 3 sisters, right? They were all in there that night, and we got off at Euston Station, Spencer, walked over the bridge and up there. Is it called Teammates or Pat's Corner? I'm not a drinker, Spencer, and I'll tell you who else was with us. You know, Sharky. He ended up going on to be a jockey down the corner, right? He was with us that night, right? Keith Flood was there. Jono, fucking, I forget what Big Jono's name is, right? But anyway, long story short, we all got off at Euston Station and went over to get naggins of vodka. We drank them and we carried on into town. We got there about half an hour before that disco started, 7:30 till 11. I was in having a piss. I come outside. there was a commotion. I was in a Pringle jumper, is all I'm going to say, Spencer, and he was, right? Them jumpers, right? You know, we had the exact same jumper on. You know, and it's like, I went out to anarchy. It's like, I remember Teresa Brady. Sorry, my bad. Teresa Brady was with Keith Collins at the time, right? You know what? She said she was pregnant for him. If you're ever watching this, you're a cunt. So, I get outside. There's a big circle of people, yeah? Mark Desmond was there with a fucking dog. Smalley Howard from Sheriff Street was there. I go out. I thought it's a fight. I'm pushing to the front, Spencer, right? You know what I'm like. I'm from Ballyer, right? I gets through the crowd. Next of all, I heard a scream, and I knew it was Teresa Brady straight away. Someone ring a fucking ambulance. You know, it's like I went right beside him, and Spencer, he was fucking, blood was pumping out his mouth and his nose. You know, it's like he's like, I'm fucking ringing ambulance, someone, will you? It's like, you know, and he said, you know what, Jude, I'm fucking dying. I want me ma. And that was the last thing he said to me, Spencer, and I have to write about it. You know, 5 minutes earlier, if I didn't go for that piss, you see, he went outside on his own. And the week before, he was after having a row with Mick Wallace from Sheriff Street. They were there waiting on him when he come out on his own. They collared him and stabbed him 3 times in the chest and fucked off. It's like, and then when I got out, Spencer, what I didn't realise was his chest was full of blood. He was stabbed in his aorta. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's the biggest fucking now, I could be wrong. I'm sure that's what in the coronary report. He was stabbed 3 times in the chest. One of them punctured his heart. So at the time, I was only a kid, Spencer, but I did know one thing, because my dad worked in a hospital, and fucking, he was on a, check this, my dad always held the donor card with him, right? And when I was a kid, I was showed how to do CPR. I've been in the clubs, I've been in the fucking scouts, fuck all that shit. Me father, and you know what? From a book, I learned how to do chest compressions. I couldn't fucking, he was fucking waterfall coming out of his mouth. Do you understand? And I was trying to make out what he was saying. It's like, but what I didn't realise was he was after being stabbed in the fucking heart, and his chest was filling up with blood, Spencer, yeah? He's talking, and it's a waterfall, bro. It's spitting out his nose and his mouth. He's like, I want me ma. You know, that's the last thing he said, bro. And I had to tell his mother. She said to me at the funeral, Jude, did he say anything? I know you were there just before he died. Did he say anything? Yeah, he was calling for you. How the fuck do you tell someone's mother? Like 6 years later, I find myself in Mountjoy prison, surrounded by people that didn't like me too much. And what I didn't know was, and I'm gonna fucking say this now, Sam told me who was in the jail at the time. He said, Jude, I know who's in this prison. One of them was there the night Keith Collins got stabbed, the night you were there. They know you're here. They're coming for you, bro. Let them. I'm not gonna lie, I went back to my cell and got sick several times, you know, because I knew what was coming, you know, even though I didn't want to believe but I will write about it. You know, like one of my friends bled to death that night in that lane. He bled out on me and Teresa Brady. You know, and the last fucking thing he said to me was, I want me ma. You know, like I said, I had to give a statement that night. It's like fucking he's me friend, right? I didn't see it. Even if I see it, I can't say it. You know, they took a statement on me because it's covered in this fucking claret. That's why. You know me. You know the why on them Pringle jumper, Spencer. It was red. We both had identical jumpers on that night. Identical. I had to take mine off and fold it into a sponge and stick it on his fucking chest until people who knew what they were doing got to him in time, but it was too late. He was stabbed in the fucking chest, bro, in the heart. And when I was in prison, it's like I'd spent it, I'd forgot all about him. And Pat McGuire's brother Sam, he said, Jude, one of the lads that was with Mick R. Wallace that night is here. He's on this landing. And then they tried to come and violate me in the cell. They tried to come and haunt me. But he missed. I didn't. He got tuned in. You know, I'm not. I don't like that side of me, but you know, I was just protecting me investment, being me son. They said I wasn't gonna get out and see my son. I said, well, then you're gonna have to kill me. You know, but now this, you fucking put your hands on me. I'm fucking making it. I just defend myself. That's it. You know, I'm not a tough guy, a hard man, or a fighting man, or a bowsy. Otherwise, I would have calling everybody out on YouTube. You know, I'm scared of what I'm capable of. You know, like I bust your fucking head. You know, it's causing me illness, but I learned how to control it. You know, uh, and I see it and I say it. You know, like I don't have an ego anymore. I used to have one, and the people around me that know me give me a wide berth. Cause you know what? I'm like, I don't give a fuck who you are, where you're from, who your brother is. He's not with you, is he? Now what you gonna do? You've got 10 brothers, yeah, but they're all you're here on your own. Doesn't matter. When you go to prison, Spencer, Lee said he's gonna help me do the book. Now, Spencer, you know a lot of the things I'm talking about. I'm not fucking acting the bollocks. Like, I remember when Raymond Vickers fell out of that tree. Right, Spencer, I don't know why, but I've been around a load of fucked up shit, as you know. And none of the boys are gonna write about it. You know, Spencer, we grew up looking up to the Red Wall gang. All the boys, Jen, Dee Dee, fucking Kenny McCarthy, fucking, Sam Maguire, you know, there was loads of them, bro. Do you understand? Like, we looked up to them, man, in all fairness, bro, they looked after us. Like, they'd never let anyone take the piss, because otherwise we're throwing fucking hands, and it's like, it's not my fault that they said it was my corner, because I fucking lived there. It'd be like saying Spencer's Wall, because you live right next to the fucking thing. Your mammy did, Agnes, rest in peace to your mother, man. I remember my ma going down to your ma, crying about the kids and all. And your ma was like a shoulder for my ma to cry on sometimes. I think they both were, they both had hard lives, Spencer, me and your mammy. And it's like, I'm gonna write about my mother, bro. You see, my dad taught me to fight, not to let you up. Whereas me mammy taught me how to love, and so did me granny. And it's not a good balance. Love. You see, Spencer, you know what I'm talking about. Look how we all were raised. Our mas did the best he could for us. There was always a dinner on the fucking table. There was always fucking heating in the house. There was a there was always a bit of grub, and our mothers did us right. They raised us to do right. And we chose to do wrong. Right? We chose to listen to the fucking devil, bro. You know, we chose to listen to Satan. Like I said, you're the only one, and this is why I don't believe in coincidences anymore. You're probably the only one on YouTube that can back up everything I say about DCM, Dublin Christian Mission, where we learned about God. Spencer, you know, by the time I was 15, I'd read that Bible a couple of times. Probably like yourself. You know. Yeah, son. Do you know I read the Bible? And so did Uncle Spencer over there, right? Because we're not tough guys. Like that, look. Clap hands for Uncle Spencer. Look at the tongue out, look. Clap hands. Where's Uncle Spencer? A little Jew right there, look at him. Look at me, Spencer, you know what, right? I changed him before, yeah? And he's fucking, me missus killing me. You know, it's like, but, nah, Spencer, listen, right? Nobody up there is gonna write a book about growing up in Cherry Orchard, right? Come on, bro. Hey, Ian Gibbons, 3 assassins come to kill him. I'll write about it. Marno Highland. Fuck him. Rest in peace to David Douglas. I'll write about me time growing up on the corner across from my house. The corner down the road from your mammy's house. At our corner, you seen the amount of people that used to pal around that corner. Right? Me, Whitey, Bert, Pat McGuire. Now, the 4 of us always used to go down to Whitey's Uncle Anto's to have a game of Dawn, right? Because we want to avoid people like Mark Desmond at the time, because he wouldn't leave Bert alone. And Spencer, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't a fan of Mark Desmond, didn't he? You know what I mean? Bro, I didn't like him. You know, but it didn't mean he was a bad person. He just did a lot of bad things. You know, living off the reputation of his daddy. Didn't he, boy, Desmond, what? Living off the reputation of his dad, what? Who slapped your dad years ago? Who boxed the face off his dad loads of times? My uncles, right? Not all of them, just a couple of them. Yeah. But, yeah, he was a fucking bully, he was. I didn't like him. None of us liked him. You know, he just hung around like a bad fucking smell. You know what? Now look what you've gone and done. He's just knocked me tea over while I was talking to you. Come here, you bowsy, get over there. Hang on, son. 1 sec, buddy.
Here we go, Luby Loo. Here we go, Luby night. Here we go, Luby Loo. All on a Saturday night. You put your right hand in. You put your right hand out.
You put your knife in, then you shake it all about. Do-ba-da-dee-da-doo. Hello. How are you, Eve? I heard your voice now. You're a woman. Definitely. Yeah, I haven't got long. How are you doing, everyone? Me son's knocked me tea down. Me life is over. Why are you laughing at? It's not even funny, man. Get off me fucking trainers, will you? Will you stop biting things? Come here, you. You're a boyer, like your daddy. A fighter. my son? Where's my little wingman? How are you people? I'm babysitting at the minute. How can you babysit your own son? Here, eat that, will you? Stop it! Here. He breaks things. How you, Scott? Yeah, so, like I said, since I've had me little man, me priorities have changed. You know, and I have to put me pride, me principles, and an alleged reputation what wankers put on me when I was a drug addict. Everybody can change, you know. And don't always believe what people fucking tell you. You know, people, like I said, for instance, see Spencer, you can't be people like Spencer McDermott, you know, because he remembers, you know. And see, Spencer's just as humble and noble as I am, you know. Both our mammies knew each other personally, you know, and Spencer and Amo are around loads of my family in Ireland. So we're all associated. We're all affiliated because we're from Cherry Orchard. It's the same with Luke Gilligan's mother and my mother. His mammy Kathleen and my ma were great friends, and I didn't know this. Luke, there's something going on if you're watching this with me bastard WhatsApp. Shout out to Luke. Like I said, Spencer, right? My mother, your mother, Yowzer's mother, Luke's mother, Gibbo's mammy, Murray's mammy now. You know. And here's the thing, Spencer, right? Now, I've loads of cousins, right? Because me granddad was a randy bastard, obviously. And there's like 9 Knowleses, you know. And it's like my Auntie Carmel married a Stevens. So, you know, Paul, Glenn, Michael Thomas, Lola, Rachel, Tracy Stevens. Now, one of the Stevens is married to Harpo's big brother Dee Dee, right?
No.
It's like so.
No.
And then I have other cousins that you know in Gallantstown. My uncle Fran still lives up there in Gallantstown, I think. And I have a lot of family in Clondalkin that you know, you and Amo. You know, and this is what I'm saying. There's a lot of cunts on YouTube. Like, I'm on here. It's like to bring a few decent people together, and just because you're from a different country or a different, like for instance, you see Scott, he's all the way in Australia, you know, and we've got a few things in common. And it was his pal's birthday a few months ago, and he said to me, bro, can you give me mate a fucking shout out? I was like, you bet your bollocks I can. You know, people watch our fucking channel, like I said here. It's called networking, bringing people together. Like, I didn't know nothing when I come on YouTube. I come on here because I was lonely as fuck. I missed all my friends, but I'm not as insecure and lonely anymore as I was when I first come on here. But I had to admit that to myself. That was the reason why I come on here. You know, because I miss loads of me pals. You know, and because of coming on here, I've got Spencer McDermott and a few of the other lads, you know, that come in and out here, and I wouldn't have known who Mousy was, who Eve was, who this was, who that was, only because Finn's doing me proud, and he's doing himself proud. He's doing the Irish fucking, he's doing us all proud, because I believe Finn's at the start of his YouTube adventure, you know, and he's flying already, man, you know, and he's bringing other Irishmen together. Oh, yeah, do you want another one? I'm so happy. Yeah. And nothing's gonna bring me down today. I'm so happy. Will you hurry up? Hello? Hello? I'm so fucked. You know you're fucked when you know the music of Mrs. Rachel's. You know what? I'm going to be a granddad again, Spencer, in 3 months. I love me daughter, but you know what? I wish she never brought that fucking thing into my house because my son loves her. You know, and it's £30 for a stupid bleeding doll that fucking says, I'm so happy and nothing's gonna bring me down today. Spencer, do you know what? Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I done a whole U-turn. Alright, long story short. I had a spiritual awakening last year or whenever the fucking was, at the start of the year, whatever, whenever. And it frightened me to the point where I ended up going and relapsing because I thought I'd lost it. You know, it's like you're seeing things, you're having delusions and hallucinations again, Jude, and you're not even taking the medication. You know, red, orange, yellow,
green,
pink, indigo. I like the rainbow. Indigo. I like the rainbow. I like the rainbow. I like the rainbows. Oh, 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 oh. Red, orange, yellow. What's Gordy's going with tonight? Hey, I'm not letting my son listen to that garbage. You know, I was hoping Chris Brown got kept in custody. You know, I want the ticket money back. Me missus said he's got out, or does that mean you're fucking going then? Me missus is like, what am I gonna do? Chris Brown won't get out of jail. I was like, what do you want me to do? Go fucking get him out. Listen, I've done it before. I even have charges for it, aiding and abetting an escape from Manchester Crown Court. Helping one of my own. Been there, done it. I'll write about that too, Spencer. Everything I say you can check. Mate. Spencer, though, I want to write about growing up and looking up all the boys at the Red Wall and going down the country to Arklow with Billy and that. Learning about God. Please shine down on me, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun.
hiding behind a tree.
These little children are asking you to please come out so we can play with you. Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun,
Please shine down on me.
Get off, mate, you're driving me nuts. Look at this fucking fella, look at him. You Bowsy, you look at him. He looks like a pauper's child, look at him. See how blue his ISIS is? Son, you've got ISIS in your eyes. Yeah. Thomas, clap hands. Look how handsome you are. Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun. Please shine down on me. I fuck your face, fuck you and your face. Sorry guys, son, I'm out here to play the banjo or the tambourine. Here, I lied, I told you. I can't play an instrument. I can play the banjo, look, oh not banjo, the tambo. I'm into unicorn. 2 secs. But so Spencer, what score are you going with? You know, I'm just hoping we win tonight, you know, but the hand's on the mend. Like I said, Spencer, I've been saying it for a long time. The next thing I hit, I'm gonna break it. You know, and I didn't want to fucking, like, you know, I'm trying to change my life for the better. Like, you know, I used to be a bowsy and my missus has turned me to a housey and I'm good with that. You know, it's like, because, like I said, Spencer, we all had a little bit of a reputation put on us when we grew up there, but a lot of us didn't grow up. Some of them are still growing. They're still sitting at that corner, bro. Do you understand here? You know, and they need permission off everybody to take a piss. Fuck that. I don't want to be part of that. Controlled. Fuck that, mate. I'm not walking or doing any of that shit. I've learned from a lot of tough guys. You know, but guess what I've learned as well? I've learned how to fucking survive. Don't worry, I have my front door open, Scott. He's sitting in his chair watching the fucking bastard Mrs. Rachel. He's right there, don't worry about him. Uncle 3-1. Shout out to Uncle Scott for making me look like a bad father. Thanks, brother. You fucking koala eating fuck. Nah, listen, all jokes aside, look. I always said that my whole motivation for this was to uniting clans, being channels, being like, for instance, like I said, Scott's all the way over in Australia and he's a mod, right? You know, I have people from America that are mods, one from Canada, one from New Zealand. They don't come in that often, but I'm just building a community of people, you know, who have addiction issues, ex-addiction issues, fucking mental health issues. Everybody's welcome in here, you know, and nobody, like I said, I don't let anybody fucking take the piss, you know. Like I said, I don't give a fuck if you're my brother and you fuck up, you know. Like I said, Max and Stevie fucked up, you know, and caused carnage on my channel. So I had to do something about it. Yeah, Billy's Club, the yellow Billy's, they'd rob cars up the new road, walking in pains, the asylum and the big boy stuff. Well, Spencer, just as well, one of you is alive to say, well, look, none of us were perfect, you know. I had a different agenda back then before I become a dad. You know, I wanted to be a gangster. I wanted to be like me mates, you know. It's like, and I thought it was about it, but I wasn't. And I realised that, Spencer, when I went into Mountjoy prison, that I was just I was a scared boy in a man's body, you know. That's all I can say, you know. Looking up the cunts that wouldn't put their neck on the line for you. United losing 2-1, fuck off. You know, if you come in here to cheer me up, brother, shout out to Scott. If you're not sub to his channel, go do it. He's the best Australian I know. Steve Irwin used to be me, well, here, sorry, Jason Donovan and Kylie Minogue, but, you know, especially for you. I want to let you know what I've been going through. And in 7 years, I've shared my life story with you. Boo-hoo. Then we're back together. Yeah, shout out to Kylie Minogue. I used to be a fan. Imagine admitting that. Fucking hell, bro. But I'm going to the bookies very soon. I'm going to put some money on Bruno scoring first, Man United winning 2-1. I'm probably going to go Garnacho as a safe bet. Maybe. It's like only a couple of pounds. Hang on. Alright, mate. So Spencer, the dentist, rang me today, right? Yeah, it's a very busy street. Loads of cameras all around the place, you know. You have to learn how to block it out, Scott. You know, I sleep in the front room sometimes. You know, sometimes I sleep in the front room. But like I said, since I've had my son, everything's changed. My priorities have changed. It's like, you know, it's like God's given me a chance again, a happiness. You know, like when I was on my mood stabilizer, I couldn't see any way past it. You know, it's like I'm always going to want to take drugs. I'm always going to want to fucking glorify dickheads. You know, you're better off dead. You're a waste of fucking air, mate. And then you tend to believe it then, you know. But God has saved my life many a times, and I prayed to him many times, you know. At 21, when I become a father for the first time, I made a promise to God and myself that I was walking away from not just the life, but all my friends. You know, for the safety of myself and my family, and not that I need protecting or anything like that, but there's certain things you can't say because you might upset people. Good. Nobody's going to write about Spencer, right? Put it this way, yeah? Me and you grew up in Cherry Orchard on the avenue. Right across from my house, you know what went on. That corner was like our red wall in a way, except for it was my fucking wall, bro. And it wasn't me that said it was other people. It'd be like saying, if the fucking red wall wasn't down where your ma used to live, right? People would say, yeah, that's Spencer, you know where Spencer lives. That's how everybody would be like, yeah, I know where you mean now. And I grew up with a lot of lads, Spencer, that you've grown up with our brothers as well, and it's like, we weren't bad people. We just made a lot of bad fucking choices, you know. Like half them cars allegedly that I was in, I didn't steal them. You know, I was just there to take part like a gobshite, a crash test dummy, bro. That's exactly what it was. You know, the class clown. And because of it, I lost my education, and my granny had upset her. She's like, how are you going to go to the army now? Do you understand? It's like your education, you needed you. And I didn't listen to anyone when I was a kid, but see, me granny, it stays with me, Spencer. She made me swear in the Bible I'd never hit a woman or a child, and told me she'd haunt me, and she fucking would. You know, but just because I've not done that, I've done other shit, bro. As you know, it's like I'm not right about it. Education's the way forward. When you become a father for the first time, you know, your children look up to you. You're supposed to set standards for your children. And I didn't want my kids growing anything like me, or up where not that there's anything wrong with it, but there's a lot of people that'll get you hung and that wouldn't catch the train for you. Do you understand? It's like, I had my mates there. Do you understand? There. It's like, and all I wanted to do was to help some of them, help themselves, but they didn't want to know about it. And then when I was making as much as their daddies were making in a week, than their daddies were getting in 3 months, ridiculous. You know, and I brought a couple of mates on board allegedly. Myself, Gibbo, Dougie. Say no more. Ian Gibbons and Yowza Tyndall are two of the toughest men I know up there, other than Spencer McDermott, right? I wouldn't, and Spencer McDermott is more handsome than Gibbo and Yowza combined. Yowza's been hit more times than fucking the casino in Las Vegas. I used to say to him, you know, you're gonna be a real tough guy one day. You know, I remember Yowza punching me in the nose once, Spencer, right? And he fucking burst me nose, right? We were on the same team. I said to him, are you ever gonna let me get that one back? Like Yowza, before he was 20, he had 56 fights, Spencer. Bubblegum, bubblegum, come on, some bubblegum, icky, sticky, sticky, sticky bubblegum, and you stick it to your head. And you pull it, and you pull it, and you pull it away. Icky, sticky, sticky, sticky bubblegum. Gun. Clapping hands. Good boy. Icky, sticky, sticky, sticky bubblegum. And you pull him. And you pull him away. Again. Icky, sticky, sticky, sticky bubblegum. Clap hands, Tom. Tom, clap hands. Look at him. Clap hands. Yay! 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 Icky, sticky, sticky, sticky bubblegum. Nah, Spencer, in all fairness, since I had Thomas, a lot of things have changed. Like, me whole YouTube, bro, has been fucked. You know, because me priorities changed. And I was like, there has to be a couple of Irish channels on here, you know, where people can go on and relate and see Finn. I seen Finn coming. I was like, if this kid is for real, he's gonna help people, even if he helps one person, and that person goes on to help another person. What Finn is doing at the minute is he's networking, and he's looking what his big brother done in 2 years, and he's saying, well, if you can get that many subs, why can't I? And it's the same. Mousie's on 20,000 fucking subs, and you know what? Out of all the fucking Dublin channels, and I've been a part of a few, and I know a few, his by far is my favourite. Now, Mousie's not a racist. He's a patriot. Now, Mousie knows my sister's married to a Muslim man from Pakistan. My nephews are Muslim. My sister's children have brown skin, like they were born in the desert. But they weren't. They were born in Manchester. You know, before I come to the UK, I'll write about this as well. I was a racist. You know, patriot. I'm proud to be white. But it doesn't matter what colour your skin is, or what fucking religion you are, or whether what sexuality you are, what country you're from. We're not so different. We breed the same male. And some of us have more freedom than others. But what I've learned in my life is help get my son a psychology degree. Helped his daddy get one. In 2 years, my two brothers will have construction management degrees. You see, a lot of people have taken the fucking piss because of that. Like I said, whatever I've learned in my lifetime, I'll write about it. You know, I'll write about growing up on an avenue in Dublin, which now is known as Cartel Land. I'll write about all the lads that I used to play football with. You know, I was the goalie for Gallanstown Way. Spencer, do you know what? Wait till you hear this, right? So, we're playing in Crumlin against a club called Green Hills, or I don't know. So, check this out, right? Pat Cullen, big pass said to us all, you better not be late for the game on Sunday. We're going over to Crumlin to play Lord Celtic. My bad, that's who it was. Lord Celtic. Some fucking club from over by Crumlin, right?
Can you show me?
I'm in goal, right?
Yes. Oh,
Bro,
yummy.
before we took off, I was like, this is gonna end bad. Jay Dunn's in there, right? You know, he didn't get picked on the team, he just gone for the row. How are you, Pablo? So, we had a football team, yeah? And a lot of the lads that played for our team were from the Red Wall, and some are from my wall, right? And we went out to play Lord Celtic, right? We were getting beat 3-0. Right, they scored 2 goals and then a penalty, right? I got taken off, yeah. So I'm on the sideline, right? I get taken off, yeah, because me fucking defence in front of me couldn't see through their arse. So I got penetrated. I mean, me goal, sorry, me goal, not me hole. Fuck! Got penetrated, he scored, yeah. 3 times, so I got taken off, yeah. Pat Cullen said, here, Jay Dunn, do you want a game? Do you want to be in goal? I'm like, don't send him on, bro. Do you understand? He was on the pitch 5 minutes. He come out for a sliding tackle and he went in 2 feet. He took the guy's knees off and he fucking, like, he hit him. So, the referee, straight away, red card. You know what I mean? He grabs the referee and fucking headbutts him. I'm like, oh man, here we fucking go. Next of all, one of the lads off Lord Celtic went, here, bro, leave it out. He fucking, next of all, both benches, all of us. I just see Jay Dunn running down. He's picking up water bottles, picks up a flag, runs over Spencer and cracks the referee. We got thrown out of the league. You can't attack a referee. Pablo, good night tonight. Or I mean, good luck. Yeah, but we're gonna fucking beat you, you bastards. You know, shout out to Pablo. Out of everybody on this community, when I first come on here, I didn't know nothing. And Pablo learned me, I'd say, about 65%. You know, so I was like, if Pablo helped me, I'm gonna help somebody. And the reason why I thought Finn was a good fucking horse, and is because he's bringing people together. Pablo, I wouldn't know who Mousy is, who Jono is, who Eve is, blah, blah, blah. Finn's networking, and he's in a race, he's in a relay, and he's took the baton between his teeth, and he's fucking running with it. You know, it's like looking at a little brother succeed. I'm fucking delighted, you know, because he's got good manner, and when he's wrong, he'll admit it. And that's another quality. And I could see it. Even before Max insulted my friend Finn in here a few weeks ago, Max has been on my channel for years. And I don't speak to Max off here. In fact, I try not to speak to any female off here. I speak to the males now. I speak to Pablo. I speak to Finn. Pablo, I'm a bit worried about Chopper, you know. I've not seen Chopper around in ages, man. You know, like, Pablo, where did it go wrong? Well, listen, they can target me already. You know, it's like someone targeted me last week and I targeted their fucking face. And Pablo, I could have kicked him in the face easy. No problem. Do you understand? But Pablo, can you remember me saying the next thing I hit, I'm gonna break? Now, I have old injuries, right? From this hand especially. Because I used to fight, right? Now, that doesn't make me a tough guy, a hard man, or a fighter man. I just defend myself, that's it. Long story short, someone goes, fuck you, and smacks you in the face and tries to take a scooter. And then mentions someone's channel. Shout out to that Manchester channel, no names. Bro, I backed you. You know, but 2 of your mods have been trying to give me loads of shit on them Instagram groups, yeah? I come out of the groups because there was other people in there that I've no love for at time, and I made that clear, and somebody got a bit sensitive about it, and we had a row, and I broke their face, and They're not tagging me or put me on Instagram at the minute, yeah? Yeah, because you don't know what I have on me dead phone, do you?
Let's drive our buses together.
You're lucky, mate. My brother would fucking knock at your door and kill you because there was two of you. Do you not think my brother hasn't looked at that CCTV already? Will I say it? That's all you need to know.
You did it.
Well, Pablo, I didn't know nothing about algorithms or analytics or anything like that, you know, and when Finn first come on here, it kind of, I could relate to him. I could see a little bit of myself in him when I was younger. And
I hear the
Finn has a
kids
quality,
need to go to school.
and it's,
Me too.
maybe it's fucking
Let's drive
because of the addiction, mental health, suicide, ideology he's gone through. Three damn things right there, right? And another thing you need to be humble in life, and you need to apologise when you're in the fucking wrong. And like I said, he ticks every box. Now, I wouldn't have known who Mousie's channel was, who I think, in all fairness, is probably my favourite Dublin channel. Eve, thanks for coming in. So, like, Finn is networking, and like I said, it's like all it takes is for you to put somebody's name in a video. If you want to grow a YouTube channel, listen to me, yeah? I can tell you how to do it for free. No problem. Number one, yeah? If you believe you're right all the time, I can't help you. I'm going off personal experiences. My way works. I might have been a shit cunt of a father when my fourth son was born by selling drugs, but yeah, I told God, if you get me out of here with one eye, I don't care if my ears are gone on me nose, like, you know, if you get me out of here with one eye, I'll dedicate my life to you and to my son, who a few weeks ago had his door taken off the hinges and men coming in the house with fucking AR-15s pointed at me, telling me if I moved, they would tag me. I'm putting photographs in front of me with certain people from Cabra. Do you understand? Saying that I'm hanging around with the wrong kind of people, very dangerous people. Say, I love you, I love you. Daddy's on the bus, say, I love you, all through the town. Yeah, enjoy your day, Eve. Now, listen, I'll be honest with you. Before Thomas come along, I was so fucking lost. You know, and like I said, it's a lot of pressure. You know, like last year I had the worst and best year of my life. You know, become a granddad, become a dad again. Got me man and dad repatriated back to Ireland from Manchester, both of them. Then the grave was opened. My little brother and sister were buried on top of each other for 4 decades rather than side by side. I'm glad I didn't turn up. How are you, Ron? Because it wasn't the grave people's fault, but so becoming a grandfather, becoming a dad, coming off medication. You know, I couldn't go over, Spencer, and bury me mother again. You know what I mean, Spencer. I just wasn't strong enough. You know, but like I said, there's some good people on here, do you understand? But see, Pablo and Spencer, they're soil of the earth. Good people, come from good stock of people. You know, I don't give a flying fuck what happens. Certain people on here, but there is people I care about, like me team. Do you understand? This has always been about principle for me and pride. Fuck the money. I'm lonely as fuck, and I miss all my pals back home. And every year, none of us are getting younger, and some of them are dying. And there's a lot of people who I grew up around with who ain't here anymore, good people, and I'm gonna write about them too. Everybody is gonna get named when I write this book, if I write this book. which I'm 75% committed, you know, because I have to open Pandora's box and I can put my safety in jeopardy. But this has to be wrong. You know, who else is going to lie Spencer about growing up on my corner, watching all the cars coming up every weekend, whose houses I'm in and out of, wanting to be one of the boys, wanting to prove that I have what it takes to become one of the lads, not one of the boys, one of the chaps. You see, because I wasn't scared to act. You see, when you're independent and you're I feel a bit like Del Boy, yeah, independent trader. And at the time, the commodity was heroin. And what I didn't realise was there was rules for here. Do you understand? It's like there was rules back then, and there still is, you know. But because of being an addict and stuff like that, I made a lot of bad decisions, you know, just like a lot of my pals did. You know, if it wasn't for heroin and what have you, you see, like when you have to go through hell to come out the other side of it. You know, like I'm not perfect. I'll be in recovery forever, mate. You know, I'm on a shitload of medication and it's like, it's not good for me to take class A drugs. Like, I know I can be a hypocrite sometimes, yeah, I smoke weed and what have you, but, you know, I'm not even allowed to smoke in this house. I have to go to the door. It's the same at my mother's house. You know, but I'm on here to hit me target and to help a couple of people. Pablo helped me, and I said I'm going to help Finn, and Finn is going to go on and help somebody else. And then one night, we're all going to unite the fucking clans, we're going to light the beacons, and we're going to bring Australia on. Who wouldn't want to hear Scott's? I bet you Scott, all the way in Australia, has a sexy Aussie accent. That's not a knife, that's a knife. I felt like quoting my man there a couple of weeks ago when somebody took a little penknife out and side bombed me. But Pablo, I'm looking forward to tonight, bro. Good luck. You know, I hope you lose, obviously. You know, but we're still brothers at the end of it. You know, good luck tonight. I'm going with 2-1 Bruno to score the first goal. The first goal is crucial. You know, and I have a bad feeling Tottenham are going to score. Tottenham will probably score first, so there goes me Bruno bet, but I have to Pablo. I'm only putting £2 on it. Bruno to score the first goal, 2-1. It'd be like 60, 70 to 1, so I'll get 140 back. Or I could go again, Nacho. Bro, you're not going to win 3-0. I'm hoping you don't, and anyway. You know, 3-1. Oh, fucking hell, bro. Nah, I'm looking forward to, you know. The dentist rang me earlier on, man. Fucking, I'll let you know on Instagram how it's going. And I'm shitting myself, Pablo. You know, because look at, I can't bite in anyway because I've no teeth up here at all. And since I had my son, and since I've come off the medication, a bit of me old self has come back and I've said, you know what? I'm doing this for my little man. And for me, you know, I'm going to be a granddad again soon. And I want to have these taken out of my mouth. You know, because I love me children more than me ego or me principles or me pride. Fuck that. Put them to one side, you know. I'm not getting any younger, Pablo. You know, and like I said, I want to be as here as like I said, I'm not perfect. I know I smoke, but I don't drink. I don't go out and buy class A drugs. You know, I had a blip a few months ago because I seen something that it didn't just frighten the bollocks out of me, but I had a spiritual awakening and it just realigned me faith again. I believe in God, I always have. And me and my ma spoke. She died. No, she said, if I can find a way, come back, I will. And you know what she did? She didn't come to see me. She come to see him. So that's a sign. You know, the Pope and all died that weekend. It's like, and I can't let things like that. That's not a coincidence. That's like an alarm screaming at me saying, Jewett, take that last step, bro. Get them fucking things out of your head. And move on. Write your book. You might make a couple of pounds. Donate 40% of it to whatever charity, whether it be a mental health charity or whether it be towards the British Heart Foundation. You know, from me die, you know.
Now let's help him go down. Ready?
He would have likened that me die, you know, a little contribution to the people that give him his life back. You know, so I always knew that I was sitting on a fucking belt on me. You know, like, like I said, it's gonna take preparation, planning, timing, research, memories, good ones, bad ones, Pandora's box, and I'd say I can back up at least half of what I'm saying. There was 3 documentaries made about the Asylum nightclub and I was in all 3 of them. I found 2 of them. I don't know where the other one is. You see, I was there from the start. I wanted to be one of the boys.
It's so fun to go on the swing, isn't it?
And I was willing to do whatever it took to become one of them, but then I had to make a decision, either my mates or my kid. So I chose the latter. 1/3 of them people are dead now that I palled around with. And the difference between me and them is they put the life before their family, where I put my family before the life. You know, and I'm here for a reason. You know, God spared my life up to now, and
No. How about in the bath? Yes. Let's put our little bear in the bath.
it's only a noise, Stu, that's it.
In the bath. Yay.
Did I ever tell you ambulances and fire brigades trigger me? But I've learned how to cope with it for years. How do you cope with lighting a match and killing your brother and sister by accident?
Pretend that it's a washcloth.
How do you even get past that?
Wash, 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 wash.
Do you know how you'll know?
Good job.
I'll put it in my boot.
Wash, wash, wash.
And it's gonna upset a couple of people.
Rinse, rinse,
But I'm doing this in honour of my brother and sister. One of them in any way.
What can we use?
My son's already wrote the chapters out for me. No, just the chapters. I have to fill them in.
Use this
And here, one of them's called Embers of Redemption. And do you know what the first chapter is? The matchstick. Powerful shit.
And we're putting you in a nice
And I'm just gonna take a year, maybe.
What's in the toy box? Say open.
Yeah,
Open.
it's gonna be interesting.
It's a red ball. A blue.
When you grow up on a rough council estate, what happens on the housing estate stays there.
Quack, quack, quack.
You don't tell on anybody. You treat everybody how you want to be treated.
Yeah, they really are.
And again, you don't tell on
You
anybody.
can see about
And people will remember that.
No, I didn't know.
Even if you're tortured in Cherry Orchard,
Billions of stars out
but
there.
you don't tell your family. Because
And sometimes
if I'd have told my family who the people were that did that to me,
I'm gonna
they wouldn't be here anymore.
Okay.
They wouldn't be some of the biggest notorious fucking affiliates,
That's a
you know,
really
as they are now. If I'd have told one of my uncles who fucking tried to kill me.
sing together.
But I put myself in that position, so I'm not going to go telling on somebody when I wanted to be one of the lads, but really I was a little boy. But how are you, Jordan? But you don't see that at the time. You want to be like all the boys on the corner. You know, fuck that. But that's most of my life. That's what I did. I looked up to me mates, and in the end, he fucked me over. You know, your children don't ask to be born, and you have a duty of care to your kids. We're meant to set standards, you know, and my way works. See, psychology will set you free, and when it comes to psychology, my son went and got a degree, just like his daddy. See this? I'm doing this not just for me, I'm doing this for my little man. Do you understand? I don't need drugs. I don't need on a Saturday night. And you know the best thing about my missus? She doesn't drink, she doesn't smoke, and she's never taken a fucking drug in her life. Do you understand? And if you're serious about your recovery, you have to, like I said, you can't be around people like that, you know. You can be, but like I said, if you want to stay away from that kind of stuff, like as soon as somebody takes out one of them little bags, walk away. It's not for you. Well, it might be for you. It's just not for me. I'm 51 this year. You know, I've done more fucking cocaine than the average man will do in his lifetime. And because of it, I could have ended up paralyzed in a wheelchair. And all that ended up happening was I talk out the side of my mouth sometimes. You know why? Because I was ramming coke up my nose and I hit the deck. I woke up with blood in my nose and my mouth and not being able to speak for a day on this side of my fucking face. The doctor said, here, you're paralyzed on one side of your face, like you had a stroke. Are you taking any drugs? Yeah, loads of them. Where do we start, Jude? Cocaine. Okay, well, I'll tell you my diagnostic or whatever it's called. You have cocaine-induced psychosis. Long-term cocaine sustainability leads to one thing, psychosis, your mental health. You know, and sometimes, yeah, they're irreversible, the side effects. You know, but like I said, you need to, if you're not humble by the time you're 50, and if you're right all the time, nobody's going to be able to help you. You know, you need to sometimes put your ego, your reputation, allegedly, your principles and your pride. There's nothing alleged about that. And men, that's what we do. We put our principles and our pride before what's right because of our ego. Now, I hung my coat up a while ago. I used to be a road man, as they'd say over here. I was a fucking idiot that used to look up to wankers, man, because they were tough guys, because I wanted to be one of them. You know, but at 21, I made a decision that I was going to walk away from my mates and the life forever. And that's what I did. You know, like I was a crash test dummy. You know, Spencer will tell you he lived on the same road as I did, you know, and most weeks there was always a stolen car up and down the road, you know, and it's like, it just become normal, but it's like, you know, when in hindsight, like, I'm a father, okay, right now. What I didn't know years ago was that car could belong to a family man. He could have 3, 4 kids, could be in a shitload of debt. And me or one of my pals has taken their car, and when we were finished with it, we fucking burnt it. You know, some fella probably wouldn't have been able to go to work for a week or 2 weeks because of our actions, but we didn't give a fuck. You know, and it's mob mentality. And Spencer will tell you, many people used to be up at that corner, man. You know, when you have that pack mentality where if your mate puts his hand in the fire, you're going to do it. you know, like, and loads of my mates from Ballia, like, can clarify what I'm saying, but a lot of them, not all of them, a majority of my friends can't read, right? Can't read. They can't even spell book, some of them, because they got thrown out of school like me, because they wanted to impress and be the class clown and crash their stomach in front of everybody, you know, wanting to be a fucking idiot all the time, you know, just to fit in. Well, I grew up with a few lads that ended up going on to be proper fucking G's, like, you know, shot callers allegedly. You know, but I be honest with you, what happens when the life comes knocking at your door and bullets start going through your door? Like, you know, Spencer, you know Gibbo's mammy Kay. Do you know what Gibbo said to me, right? One night he come for him, bro, yeah, and you were firing shots through the door and his man was in. Do you understand what I'm saying? What happens if your man's shot, bro? You know, and dies all because of you. Now look, your sister's crying, your brother's in bits, and you did that. You know, like when he seen me after all them years, and I always wondered what I'd do, not what I'd say. You know, and see that was meant for him. But right, guys, I'm gonna end me life. I'm gonna end me life. I'll be back on in a little bit. I hope you all have a great day. Shout out to Spencer, shout out to Scott, shout out to Richard Dowling, shout out to Ammo. One sec, shout out to Air fucking Pablo, shout out to Ron, shout out to Eve, shout out to Air Finn. Like I said, Finn's like a beacon, guys. And Mousy, like I said, like the two of them are characters, you know, and it's like I love watching them. Like, I love watching Mousy's lives, you know, and he's going around town interacting with people and fucking, I love it. It's great. You know, 7 days a week, Mousy does this, the same as Finn. Later on, before the football, I'm going to make my last prediction. I'm going to put Finn's PayPal in my channel, and I'm going to put Lee Marvin Hitchman's in my channel. Mousy's is already there now. If you want to learn how to grow a channel, right, tell you what, buy Mousy a coffee or donate £1 to his channel or £1 to Finn's channel. Let me know you do it and I'll help you to grow a channel. I'll give you a 5-step process what you have to follow every fucking day if you want to grow your channel, and you don't have to pay me a penny. Just buy one of the lads a coffee and I'll give you the tools to grow a YouTube channel. You know, because I like to see people, like, you know, see how in the past, and I like to give credit where credit's due. Shout out to Scott, all the way in fucking Australia. On several occasions, he's bought me a coffee. Shout out to Pablo, on several occasions, he's done the same. Pablo's fucking supported me. Finn's done it on loads of occasions, do you understand? And it's like a few other people, do you know? It's done, you know, Lena. I'm fucking worried about Chopper and Lena, but guys, listen, I have to go, because I need to I'm going to change my son before Mammy gets back, right? So God bless you all. Thanks for coming in, and I think Mousy will be live, but I'll be live this evening maybe, or about 5. But Man United are playing tonight, and good luck to Pablo. I fucking hate you, bro, today, right? But tonight we're brothers if we win. You know, good luck to Tottenham tonight. Shout out to all the people around the world fighting back against mental health. Listen to me, yeah? It's a process, you know, and it doesn't get any easier. I know a few coping strategies. I was lost, yeah, and Pablo helped me find my way back, in a way. You know, it's like, and I believe in community spirit, and I've a load of mods from all over the place, right? And one night We're all gonna come together. Like I say, I see Spencer on my panel, Pablo on the panel, Finn, Mousy, like loads of us. You know, me and 5 other individuals help Matthew grow that cesspit. Do you understand? And it's like, it was so negative and so toxic, and I got a lot of bullshit because of it. I had loads of channels blackball me because I was picking up for a fella that people were saying they were going to go to his house where his fucking kids are. Here, come to mine. You see, I've got people here. Yeah, come to mine. You know, but he wouldn't, they wouldn't shut up, so I had to shut them down. You know, your missus can get to you. Mate, listen, eat late work. Ow. Listen, I'm going anyway. I'm going 2-1. I'm going to the bookies. Lena, if you're watching this, I hope you're fucking well. Chopper, if you watch this, I hope you're well. Luke, if you watch this, fuck you in your face. I hope you're well. I've been a shit friend. I've been a shit cousin recently. I've been a shit parent. I've been a shit father. But I'm here to take part. You know what I mean? I'm going to be a granddad again this month. I've been setting myself targets. Do you understand? Every night. I've tried to stop smoking before 9. Do you understand? It's just all fall into place over time. I'll see you later on. We are away. I am not the gay.